All right, hey, our peeps, what is going on today? I got a brand new video for you having to do with some fall items here. We got some leaves, got a fake leaf, and some fake fruit on here. So I'm gonna get right started into this. How I do this project is with my students in class, but definitely this is something that you do at home also. I just literally went outside and grabbed some leaves from outside, all sorts of different kinds of leaves. I guess the bigger the better. Today is called a leaf print fruit, and the leaf print fruit is the leaf print is the background and the fruit is kind of the foreground, or the thing that is forward on it, and then the background behind it is the leaf print. So I'm going to start with the leaf print and then do the fruit on top of it. You can use any fruit you want. I just figured since it's about fall season, I should probably do my pumpkins on there. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. New videos coming out every single week, usually Saturday mornings I drop those. So hit the notifications bell and click the subscribe if you haven't. So let's get started here. Whatever kind of leaves you had, like I said, I have a bunch of these fake little kind of rubber ones. They don't work as good like the maple leaves, I think work the best on there, but I like this one too. Always have the texture side facing up, whether you're using a real leaf or not. The texture side is kind of this part of it. So I'm gonna put my paper on here. I like to use the crayons without covering. Sometimes I have boxes or oil pastels without the wrapper on them. But you just kind of go on the side of it, not up and down, but sideways, and then kind of go back and forth, kind of find out where there's a leaf. You can kind of find out where it is, and you can go up and down, and you still get a little texture on ones like this. Let's see where the maple, oh there. So you can get some of that texture on there, and I think it still works pretty good. The more you do it, the better and easier that it is. So you can still kind of see those, but I definitely like the real leaves better, so I'm going to use some of those and just kind of fill up my background on the side here. Again, starting with that kind of texture side, do a couple different ones of that. I'll go through that real quick. There, so how does that look? That looks nice. Like I said, I've done this before as a class project. I think I have an old video of this, but I kind of want to give it a little refresh. I like doing that, but really you can see some of those really good lines and textures. Definitely a little bit better, like I said, with the real leaves than the fake ones, but you can still do it with either one. So it is up to you, whatever you want to try doing for the background. Just try to evenly kind of fill up the whole sheet of paper. Try to have good composition. That's a good word that we use in art, from filling up top to bottom, side to side. I talk about that with all my classes. From there, you can use pencil. I tend to use crayon a little bit more to do the shape. So I'm gonna go a little bit step by step on a pumpkin shape since it is fall time of year, but you can use any. I have random fruits. Usually I do this as a still life project where my students will have things at their tables, different fruits that I have in here. I guess you could have real fruits too, but I thought that's why this would be cool, because kids might at home that are doing this virtually might actually have fruits. You could even use a pineapple. There, I have a fake pineapple on there, but I'm going to do a pumpkin today. So I'm going to go through step by step. I kind of look at it, you know, it's kind of a still life, so we could try to keep it still, try to think of some of the basic shapes, similar to an apple, but I think it definitely bumps out a little bit more, so it's a little bit wider. So I'm going to go with a line that kind of curves from the outside and then goes out on there, so almost like a backwards C. And then on the other side, give yourself a little bit of space because we got to have room for that little stem on there, and then do a regular C that kind of goes up and then down across on there. And you can have different shapes. That's a pretty good shape, right? I like that. And then in the middle of it, you can kind of add a little bump on the top, and then your stem goes out to this side, over, and same thing. So we almost make it almost like a block letter. This noticeable thing about pumpkins is their lines or stripes on whatever kind of, I think this is a gourd, they all have that kind of stripes on the side, whatever kind of pumpkin that it is. So let's do some of those. So they kind of go from the top and then curve towards the bottom. So I like to have some of those curves on there. So I'm gonna go one and then curve it back down. I'm gonna go two. I think I might actually take from here and go right down to there. And then if you're looking at it straight, that kind of middle one goes right from there. So there I got my pumpkin. Again, you can use whatever supplies that you guys have. I have oil pastels, and I think that's gonna look the best for mine to kind of blend and do some of the value, you know, from light to dark. There, light to dark on here gives it almost like a shadow on the bottom, but you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils. I probably wouldn't say markers. Some people might be able to make it work with markers, but I'm gonna use what I have. You guys use what you had. So let's go through that real quick. So I'm gonna stop it right there just real quick, because this is probably how a lot of kids will start this out, where it kind of looks a little scribbly. I still do the same thing to start, but that is definitely not how I finish. Don't be afraid to take some of those colors and let them touch each other. I know it's kind of hard because we're used to markers or different tools that can't touch each other, also kind of smears and ruins them, but oil pastels and crayons and colored pencils are kind of meant to almost touch each other and blend into each other. So again, don't be afraid to kind of put some of that yellow or some of those other colors, even if, you know, you were doing a pear. Don't be afraid to put some of that green into the yellow, or bring the white and the green kind of together to get some of those different colors and almost create your own. So I like kind of blending that. So that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of this, and I'm gonna finish with my red on to the bottom. All right, cool, there it is. I kind of blend mine together. Definitely use some white in there to blend it. And like I said, the oil pastels makes it almost look like paint on there. Am I done yet?
Am I done yet?
Almost. I am almost done with it. I'm gonna add a little frame of color. I usually have my kids kind of frame a background. Since I use blue on that one, I'm gonna use a little purple on this one. This will, I guess, will be my boy example. This will kind of be my girl example. So I just go on the outside, make them do their frame on the outside. So I'm gonna go through that real quick. All right, you guys ready for this? Bam! Look at that. There is our pumpkin. There is our leaf background. So I am Mr. Shooty. This is Mr. Shooty's art channel, and we will talk to you guys later.